Alrighty, now we are rolling here on Slaughterhouse Sports. Frankly, it's Thursday morning, a little bit of an early morning start to the show, but this is fun. This is fun to be recording videos, and now we're going to talk about NFL. We're going to talk about the rookie quarterbacks because that's kind of what preseason's about, is quarterbacks. So I'm just going to tell you what I saw, my opinions, the feel that I kind of get, when I watch these guys play quarterback. So I guess we'll first start off with the number one overall pick, Caleb Williams. I think he did everything and more that you expect, when you watch Caleb play the game of football. So Caleb is so immensely talented throwing the ball. From an arm talent perspective, when we look at the quarterbacks in the NFL, the quarterbacks in the world, when we look at the quarterbacks who can throw the ball with unbelievable velocity, unbelievable talent, who can control the football, Caleb Williams, he just does things with the football. He is a unicorn when he throws the football. He is a freak of nature throwing the football. He is just so immensely talented. He gets everything out of that 6'1", 6'2" frame. Body dexterity is a big word, but it means ability to throw, to be flexible throwing the ball. So you could throw it, right. You could throw it rolling right. You could throw it left. Swimming, has flexibility. Swimming is said to help Caleb Williams. Very exciting for Chicago that they have a quarterback of this talent. Now, I got to say, I really thought Trey Lance also kind of had a breakout game in preseason, when he hit the deep ball to Trent Sherfield. And I also thought that in that offense was going to explode with Trey Lance and Shanahan. It didn't happen. But overall, the wide receivers that Chicago's has, I think Shane Waldron will be a decent OC. Again, there's probably better situations for Caleb to have gone to, if he went to Minnesota with that kind of offensive coordinator. But Shane Waldron, pretty decent offensive coordinator. All right. And I think that Shane Waldron might even stay there as an OC. Even if he has success, I don't know if Shane's going to be hired to be a head coach. I think Shane likes calling plays and pretty decent at doing that. So, again, you look at what Caleb, the throw to Kmet was impeccable. Even when he hits curl routes, the guy could fit the football into the tightest of windows. So when we look at the most talented arm throwers in the league, I'm still going to put Mahomes there. I'm going to put Josh Allen up there. Lamar Jackson could really throw the deep ball, and then combined with his mobility and the ability and the accuracy that he has on the run, he's going to be up there in terms of arm talent and arm ability. Justin Herbert has a great arm, can make a ton of throws. But honestly, just in terms of just freak throws, I think that Caleb Williams is even over some of the most prolific other quarterbacks in the class or in this whole league. I think he's top 5 and maybe even top 3 in terms of talent at quarterback. And I think that his upside is that of a Mahomes. If it works out, he is going to be somebody that is an MVP candidate. He could be an Aaron Rodgers type of player. I don't know how many Super Bowls that'll be, but he's probably the best quarterback that we've seen come out. I even think that teams would take Caleb over C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud was great as a rookie. So Caleb is just that good. All right. Number 2 on this list, Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels had a very nice deep ball against the Jets. Redskins quarterback Jayden Daniels. You can also say Commanders or the football team. All right. I'll call him Washington. How about that? Call him the Washington quarterback. Okay. And Jayden Daniels This is somebody that actually has a deep ball in his arsenal. You know, he was able to hit Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, win a Heisman Trophy, very mobile. Now I am worried about durability because he is so thin. This is somebody who's really improved at quarterback. This is somebody who is similar to an LSU Joe Burrow-like ascension, all right? Where Joe Burrow, when he was at Ohio State, was just a fine quarterback. He didn't think he had the talent to even be like a starter in college football. And then he ended up being the best college football quarterback in a year span that we've ever seen. I don't know about the career, but the year. Jayden Daniels, Arizona State, very inconsistent. He had Brandon Ayuk. He would hit a couple of plays a game, but inconsistent accuracy. And then last year, he was considered an average SEC quarterback that was even getting pushed by Nussmeier. He could have even been benched last year. I'm telling you that LSU fans in the offseason and what I've seen of Jayden Daniels, I thought, yeah, he's an okay quarterback, but I don't really believe in the accuracy. I don't believe in any of the consistency. I would have never thought last year would have happened. Now, I don't think that the situation is that great. Okay, Cliff Kingsbury flamed out in as a head coach coaching in Arizona and then at USC. I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury has a lot of answers. I think it's a lot of one or two read plays. And the running back situation there is not that great. They do have some talent on the outside, but in terms of Washington, I'll say it, the Redskins secondary, I don't think that the Redskins are ready to compete. I look at Dan Quinn as a decent head coach, but I don't like this situation. All right, it's a tough situation. And then intermediate-wise, can he still be as accurate? Can he hit the deep ball really consistently? I was surprised, okay? And if I were to rank this quarterback class, I said I would rank it Caleb, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix. I said were the three quarterbacks that I liked in this class, all right? And then I said McCarthy's going to a great situation. I said McCarthy can work. And that's what we kind of saw from JJ Mccarthy. But Jayden Daniels, I said, just a lot of expectation. Number 2 overall, I said was too high. I said that I wouldn't have done that. All right. So, but it's looking like if Jayden Daniels is going to hit all those deep throws, okay, I'm going to appreciate the greatness of Jayden Daniels. Great kid. It's not what I predicted, but I certainly will appreciate it. And the Redskins need a boost, okay, with the Cowboys kind of coming down and the New York Giants offensively having a lot of just, I guess you could say, just uncertainty at quarterback, at guard on offense, the Giants. The Eagles are very talented. Can the Redskins compete with the Eagles, and could this be an RG3-like unbelievable year? Might not be out of the question if he hits throws like that to Dyami Brown. So he only played one series, but he was pretty dang good. I have questions about Kingsbury, questions about the whole team, questions about ownership, questions about the operation. Real questions about play calling, for sure. Dan Quinn doesn't help, and Kingsbury doesn't help. The running game, I don't think will help either. I can't even name you the starter on Washington, the running back there. Let's talk about Bo Nix. He is in a good situation. Davis Webb, again, quarterback that I loved coming out of Cal, one of my favorite college quarterbacks to ever watch, from Texas Tech to Cal to the Giants to the Jets. To even Buffalo. I followed Davis Webb his whole football journey from Prosper, Texas. And now he's the offensive coordinator there. You also have a Stevensville, Texas native. These guys are very close in Jarrett Stidham and Davis Webb. Ironically, I think that they might be a year apart in Texas high school football and in football in general. Webb, I think, is 30, and Stidham might be 29. Stidham has some arm strength, has some ability. I mean, I liked seeing Stidham actually play for, what was it, I don't know if he played for the Raiders, but he played for he played for Denver in stretches, and I think he did play for the Raiders. However, sorry, holding in a sneeze. However, I think that Bo Nix plays really well. And I think that Bo Nix, this is somebody that has played so much college football and he's gotten better and better. I think the arm strength can be there. I think he could be very, very accurate. I think he's mobile, takes care of the football, really prepares. I think he's elite football IQ. I think he really prepares. I think his footwork is excellent. I think he has tremendous pocket feel, pocket presence, a little bit Brock Purdy-esque if we're going to talk about an NFL quarterback, but he even has some things that Brock Purdy doesn't have. He has a very consistent, repeatable throwing motion. Again, he's working with an offensive staff in Sean Payton and Davis Webb that I think that's a good offensive staff. Now the weapons are even better in Washington. The weapons are better in Chicago. There's not a lot of weapons there. That's a huge problem. They're missing wide receivers and tight ends. This offense has just about like zero weapons. Like you're talking Josh Reynolds might be the best player or an older Cortland Sutton. So Cortland Sutton's going to have to turn into Marquise Colston. And that first game is going to be tough in Seattle. Okay, very tough with Mike McDonald scheming against them. But it's good to get Bo Nix. Bo Nix is 25. It's good to get Bo Nix out there on the field. It's not like Stidham's this rock star quarterback. Bo Nix is somebody that I believe, I think he might have a low floor, meaning I think he could be a pretty solid quarterback for even this rookie year, and then he could just get better and better. Where is his upside? Is his upside as high as a Caleb Williams? If Jayden Daniels puts it together with that deep ball, maybe it'll be tough for Bo Nix to match that upside, or even a Michael Penix. But Bo Nix can be really, really solid. And then if he gets a great receiver, then dang, he's going to put up unbelievable numbers. Then you could talk about him maybe making Pro Bowls and making some major noise. But I absolutely see an NFL starter in Bo Nix, and I said that from the time he was drafted. I said when I watched that at Oregon, just his attention to detail. Bo Nix is his attention to detail. Everything that Bo Nix does in his life is nailed down to a T. Very mature, an absolute gamer. Bo Nix is just phenomenal. Bo Nix can really be special. Then we look at the other quarterbacks in this class. Okay, JJ Mccarthy out for the year really sucks because with Brian Flores, with this defense, but really Sam Darnold had a pretty, decent game. Never been a fan of Sam Darnold, but in this offense, if Sam actually cuts it loose and they get Jordan Addison back, TJ Hawkinson, and then, of course, Justin Jefferson, they have great weapons and a great, great offensive scheme, great coordinator. You saw Kirk Cousins' best years there. Kevin O'Connell, his time with the Redskins, and then he went out to L.A. and was with Sean McVay there. So Kevin O'Connell, great coordinator, great head coach, really communicates, player coach, stud. And McCarthy showed that he could throw the deep ball. All right. McCarthy showed a little bit of mobility. He showed some accuracy. Again, the best situation of any quarterback going in here would have been Minnesota. But now he tore his Achilles tendon. He's going to be out for the entire year. He's getting knee surgery. It's awful for a young quarterback to be dealing with that, especially, he didn't play any games his rookie year. So it's a very dicey situation. They're going to have to rely on Darnold being really solid. And if Darnold has a good year and is fine, like a Baker Mayfield, if he plays to that level, then you're going to end up still being okay next year to run back the same quarterback. If Darnold is not fine, then maybe you take a chance on a Dak Prescott, because then you let McCarthy compete. And then the problem now with McCarthy is next year is going to be his de facto rookie year. Eventually, you're going to have to pay JJ McCarthy and find out what you have. This defense was not really ready to compete. It's not a Super Bowl ready roster like the one in Green Bay is, like the one in Detroit is. But still, it stagnates the growth of McCarthy. It's horrible to see. I don't root for anyone to get injured. Okay, even the worst human being on earth, I don't root for injuries in anything. And it sucks. It sucks to see this happen. JJ's a great kid. JJ's a tremendous leader. JJ's cerebral. You're talking about somebody who meditates before games. You're talking about an unbelievable teammate. You're talking about somebody who's in a competition with Sam Darnold that couldn't have been more forward praising of Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy, one of the best teammates that you're probably ever going to see if you read or know anything about JJ McCarthy. Love the kid, love his family, and feel terrible for JJ McCarthy. And he hit that deep ball. He played great. He was probably the best quarterback of preseason, and it's tragic. And this adversity sucks. And now is JJ going to play with the same edge? I mean, JJ is a hockey player. JJ McCarthy brings that toughness. Now, the glass half full approach is you never want to see this happen, but if it happens, maybe it's better when he's 21 and knock on wood, Lord willing, he has his full career of potential with football ahead of him. So that's JJ McCarthy. Somber note, but we covered it for sure. And then Drake Maye and Joe Milton. I don't like backup quarterbacks to be that good. I think a perfect backup could even be Nate Sudfeld. You don't want to see the backup quarterback. Heck, I don't even know. I guess it's Carson Wentz is the backup in Kansas City. The only reason I knew that and it wasn't Chad Henne is because it was Carson Wentz. You look at the best quarterbacks, like you don't want your backup quarterback to be getting all the headlines, and that's what Joe Milton's doing. Joe Milton, immensely talented guy, somebody that was inconsistent all throughout college, very inaccurate in a lot of spots. Again, would have the highs, but then would have the lows, didn't put it all together. But again, you're talking about a quarterback that is one of the most physically gifted throwers of the ball in terms of just pure arm strength that has come out of the draft in quite a while. And Joe Milton stealing the show. And for Drake Maye now, I mean, it's not good for Drake Maye's development to constantly have the fans like another quarterback, to have the media, to have everybody there like another quarterback. We don't live in a complete vacuum or a complete bubble. And so Drake Maye didn't play any downs. And if you guys watch the previous video, I'm not just saying it because it's in vogue now because Joe Milton's balling out. I'm not even going to go as far to say Joe Milton will be a better NFL quarterback than Drake Maye. I'm not saying Joe Milton should start at quarterback. I just think that Drake Maye could have maybe used another year in college, and that Drake Maye, they think that he has the arm strength of a Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, but I don't see it. I don't see the arm strength really. And, again, Drake Maye's a great kid from Asheville, North Carolina, and all that. Of course, he's a great kid, great person. But all these guys, for the most part, are good people. But I just don't see him being the quarterback. I don't see him making it to a second contract in New England. I see, unfortunately, another Mac Jones-like journey for New England. Bad supporting cast, offensive coordinator questions, just don't really like it. Bad situation, but also don't really see the talent and upside. This is somebody who's going to turn it over a lot, somebody who doesn't have great pocket presence, someone whose arm strength is limited, not the most accurate guy, again, and that release is very inconsistent and could be prone to a lot of poor throws, and I don't think he has the accuracy nor the, the kind of, I don't think he has the accuracy, the consistency, and the upside talent to be a consistent starting quarterback. That's what I'm going to say about Drake Maye. So again, but this week we should see a lot more Drake Maye. We'll know more, and again, we're going to report it how it plays out, right? If I didn't think Jayden Daniels was going to be good on the Redskins or Commanders, right? I'm not just going to cherry pick one bad throw he has. I'm going to say, hey, I was not right here. And Jayden Daniels is great, and I should have been more in on Jayden Daniels. So that's what we're going to do on the show is update you throughout, on this process, when we talk NFL football. Okay. So again, thank you guys for watching and listening.